Here we are, fresh for fall, all new reverse prospecting tools. I'm excited about it. I hope you're very excited about it. We are going to do a sneak peek today. I'm going to start in a presentation just kind of going over what those tools are, and then we are going to leave this completely and go right into demo. I'm going to show you for real what it looks like so that you guys can be ready to try it out. What we're covering today? Well, we're going to talk about the new reverse prospecting. We're going to talk about what's changing, some of those key features, privacy and settings, why it matters, and the benefits of that. Those are the things that we're going to be covering and going over today. Let's talk about what's changing. Reverse prospecting is going to move exclusively to Paragon Connect. You will no longer be able to access it through Paragon Professional because it is completely different. So it is that legacy version, and Paragon Pro will be retired. You'll be using Paragon Connect. And just keep in mind, we often think of Paragon Connect being, we can only reach it on our phones, and that's not true. You can also use Paragon Connect right there on your desktop or your laptop as well. So keep that in mind. There's also brand new workflows designed for mobile and desktop, and it makes sense in the way that it works. So that's kind of what is changing. But when? I'm glad you asked. Tomorrow. Tomorrow is the big day. So if you haven't circled it already, you might want to put yourself a little note that tomorrow is the first date you can try out reverse prospecting for yourself, and it will be in Paragon Connect. What are some of those key features I've been hinting around at? Well, there's a sales side report where a seller can see real-time buyer interest tracking, and you can utilize that as a quick tool to find out how that's working and who the agents are who have those people who are favoriting your property. You can also match your contacts where you can link listings to your buyers instantly, and you can do that as a listing agent, see which one of your contacts might match up with one of your listings. And you can do that as a buyer's agent when you're just looking at a property and you go, I can't remember which one of my buyers it is perfect for this. I know it's one of them, but I can't remember. Is it Karen or is it Kate? You can click on that with a match buyer and it will show it to you. So I'm pretty excited about that. Also, your reverse prospecting idea, you no longer have to assign an alias. The system does it for you. It's a numerical ID number, and I'm going to show you where you can find that as well. It makes it super easy. You don't even have to think about it. And there is I want to talk with you about the privacy on this. At all times, your client information is protected. The only person who's ever going to see your clients is going to be you. It's the only way that the reverse prospecting works is agent to agent. So you'll see an ID number, but you're not going to see who that contact is. You're not going to see any of that. But if you just don't want to participate in this wonderful tool, there is an opt-out available to you. Everybody is enabled by default, agents are to utilize this. But if you really just don't want to, there is a setting in there where you can opt yourself out. And I am going to show you how to do that today. Also, because you guys have attended this training, you're going to get an email from me at the end of the day or possibly into tomorrow, just depending on how busy my phone goes. I am going to be sending you some step-by-step with screenshots of how to utilize this. So you're going to have this in time for tomorrow as well. So you get the bonus of having the class. You're with me here today. You can ask the questions, see how it's going to work. You're going to have a recording of this, and I'm going to have step-by-step with screenshots, instructions on how to use it so that you can kind of hold on to that as a reference. And of course, you can always give me a call anytime, and I will do my very best to help you. So let's jump into Paragon Connect and see what all of this is all about. Let me pull that up. There we go. Okay, so I just logged in, and I'm going to back out of this real quick and just kind of give you a small little reminder of how to log in to Paragon Connect utilizing your desktop. So I am going to just log into my trainer account here. You guys would log into your regular account. And here I am in Paragon Professional. So here I am, and I go, I didn't want to be here. I wanted to be in Paragon Connect. Right across the top is a handy dandy little icon at the very end, and it's Paragon Connect. If you click on that, it takes you right into Paragon Connect, which is awesome, right? So you can use it, as you can see, on your desktop, because that's what I'm doing right now at this moment. That's what you can see. All right, so let's show you how to, you've got a brand new listing. We're going to start from the idea that you have your listing in here. All of the information is in there and you have published your listing. In other words, it is live and you want to see, hey, where's that interest? How many people really love this listing? So what you're going to do is go to the hamburger menu up here on the left top or at the top if you're on your mobile device and click on it. And then you're going to just go right down here to your listings and you're going to click on published. Now it will bring up all of the listings that you currently have that are currently active or new. Okay. And you're going to choose the one that you have. And I'm just going to grab this one here on Cottonwood, 600 Cottonwood Drive. And I'm going to click on the little overflow menu or the three dots. I often call those the three dots, but it just means you have options. And I love options, so I constantly click on that just to see what they are because I can never remember and keep them straight. And it says, you've got some actions here. Well, right in here is reverse prospecting. So I'm going to click it. And here it is giving me a list of all the different agents within our MLS that have buyers who are matched up, and meaning that they have saved searches with criteria that match my listing. It gives me the agent and their contact and how many prospects they have. And then it gives me an ID number. That's the only thing I'm ever going to see when I'm doing reverse prospecting on one of my listings. It also gives me a match date. So I can see in here, did they see it just today? Now, this listing is an older listing, not brand new and live, but let's just pretend that it is. And it's showing it matched on these dates. This is when they got that match. And it is showing you here favorites, is it undecided, if they rejected it, and I can see all of that. Now, how do I let them know that they've got a client interested in my listing? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's say I wanted to email all of these people at the same time, just one big email and I'm done. Okay. All I do is up here is a little icon here for email and I would click on it and it is going to send an email to all of those folks with information regarding my listing. Now, I can go ahead and type in a message here if I want to, but I don't have to. It's going to take care of that for you. But if you wanted to, you could, and then you would click send. But what if I don't want to hit everybody at the same time? Maybe I just want to talk with this one because there's a favorite here. Well, all I have to do is go to that tile for that agent, click on the three dots, and I can call her just like that if I want to, or I can just put a check mark right there in that little circle. And now I'm just going to be emailing that one person. Again, I can just type in a message and click send, and that is gone. She is now going to get information on that. And I'm going to show you what that email looks like so that you know what that other agent is going to get. Let me pull it over here. Come on, cooperate. There we go. So this is a copy, and we just pretend it's the same property, but this is a copy of what that email would look like. If I had typed in, as I did here, it put in my little message. So if I had typed something significant like, hey, JC, I've got this great new listing. It looks like you've got a client who favored it. I'd love for you to show it. Whatever it is you want to say, that's what's going to be showing up here. It's going to have any photos that I have there. It's going to give them some basic details on it and allow me to view the listing by clicking on it. That would then take me to the property report. But then it tells me that you have two prospective contacts. It matches the search of some of those folks. And it tells me it was favorited. If I click on that, it will take me directly to that of my clients so that I could reach out to them and let them know, hey, let's go see this listing. So that is just an example of what that email is going to look like. I'm going to move this off my screen here. Come on. All right. Okay, so that is how you do that. Now, does anybody have any questions about anything that I've covered so far? All right. Okay, so moving right along, I'll go back here. I'm going back to my published listings. And now I want to, I've done a reverse prospecting on one of my brand new listings. Maybe on my brand new listing, we're gonna just look at this one. Let's look at Old Creek here, and I want to know which one of my contacts match this listing. The way I do that is to simply click on that options button or that overflow menu, those three little dots. And instead of going to reverse prospecting, I'm just going to click on match my contact. And now it has brought up my contacts that have a safe search in my collab center. And it looks like Karen has a match listing, and Jenny over here, she has actually saved and favorited this one. So I could reach out to her and I could give her a call by clicking there. I could email her. I could add a contact to her or add a comment to her collab center. So I could make a comment to both of them or all of them. Let's say there were five. I could do that just the same way as I could email all of the agents by clicking on my comment button up here in the corner, add comment, and then it would do whatever I put in here would go to all of my contacts. Sorry, I had a fly buzzing around my face. Sorry. Okay. Or I could just put a check mark in the one that I wanted to send a comment to and click on here and say, I don't know, let's go see this one on Saturday and send that off to her. I could also email or call or text if I've got that number in here. So there's that. Matches me right up with one of mine. Go from there. Okay. So what is the next thing that you can do with reverse prospecting? Well, let's see. We've done actual reverse prospecting on my brand new listing with agents. We've done a match my contact on my listing to see which one of my contacts matches. So I've taken care of that. So what's the other thing? Well, let's talk about how you're just looking as an agent in Paragon, you're searching for a property and you go, oh, or maybe you're just looking to see, maybe you ran a hot sheet and in that hot sheet, there's a property in there that is just perfect and you just can't remember the name of that person. No problem. So let's do just a quick search. I'm going to do a residential. I'm going to do my status. I'm going to do price range. I'm going to make a wide one because again, this is for me, I'm in a trainer account. So my options are limited, guys. I don't have access to the entire MLS to do this with you today. Well, I've got 9 results. So perfect. I think I'm going to go ahead and hit my search button here. And here are all my different choices. So, okay, this first one, it looks pretty interesting. I think I'm going to click on this. I'm going to look at the information here. Model home not for sale. We're just going to click on this and this information looks good. I know that I have somebody who's wanting to build and I just can't remember who that is. Not a problem. Remember when I talked about the overflow menu or those 3 dots for means you have options, right? Well, right up here, I'm going to click on that more and it says match my contacts. I have 3 contacts that matches and one of them has already seen it and favorited it. So now I can just reach out to all of them again. It stays the same. If I want to reach to all of them, I just go over here, click on my little comment, I add a comment, it posts within their collab center. Okay, if I want to do just them, let's just say Karen here. I just put a check mark on her little circle there, and then I can click comment and add a comment. Go see this today. Now she's going to see that. I could also call or I could send her an email if I wanted to. It's totally up to me and what I want to do. So there's that. Okay, so we've done a reverse prospecting. We've on a brand new listing for other agents that might have a contact that matches. We've done a reverse prospecting for, do I have any of my clients that might be interested in my listing? And then two, I'm just looking at a property and oh, I think it's perfect and I can't remember the name. So it looked up my contacts for me. It matched it for me. So there's that. Why do I love those features? Well, you're not waiting for the buyers to come to you on your listing. You're actively pursuing, you're actively looking on behalf of your seller. And on a buyer side, when you're working with buyers, it's just an extra piece, an extra layer, an extra tool of help in your toolbox. And I love that. Okay, so also, where do I find that ID number? Well, I'm going to show you. So that reverse prospect ID number, you're going to find when you're looking at a contact. So you would go to your contacts and then you would pick one. I'm going to pick on this one. Oh, I'm going to pick on this one. Okay, so Jenny here has all of her stuff set up here. And right here, as I scrolled down a little bit, it says reverse prospecting ID and it assigned a number right here. I'm going to write that number down because I will not remember it for what I want to show you next. Okay, so that is where it's at. And again, the system assigns it for you. You do not have to worry about coming up with a creative alias name or a number that you're going to remember so that you put in the next number or a different number, anything like that. It does it for you. You can also, let's say, you're looking at this and you want to find your contact, but all you've got to go on is that alias number. Well, you can search for it that way. It's okay. All you do is use I clicked too fast, sorry. Begin my exploration right here. Clicked in that, and I'm going to start adding that number. And it brought up, it said it found one contact, and I can view that, and it brings me up Jenny Miller's information. And then I can go from there. So I can look them up that way as well. All right, any questions so far? Okay, all right. And last but not least, I want to make sure I point out that if you don't want to participate in it, it automatically opts everybody in to use it. Okay. If you chose to opt out of it, that means you're not going to be able to participate in that using that tool or being included in that tool for somebody else. So if I don't want to opt in on that, all I have to do is go to my hamburger menu and click on it and then go down here to settings. And then go to system. And then there is a part of a section right here that says reverse prospecting. And it just tells you reverse prospecting allows selling agents to identify potential buyers interested in their listings by enabling it. An alias is automatically assigned to each of your contacts. And in the reverse prospecting remarks, the selling agent will only see your name and contact information plus your contact's alias number. So maybe you get a phone call from another agent and all they give you is that number, because that's all they have. I showed you how you could look that up to see which contact it is. So it makes it easy for you. But again, I just want to point out too, at no time do they ever see your contact's information. This is on because, like I said, it did default on. But if I wanted to turn it off, I would just click on it and then click Save. And then I'm no longer opted in on that. Now, let's say you opt out and you decide, you know what? Another agent was telling me about this and we get along really well and she loves it. I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to turn it on. So all you do is go right back in there to settings and system. Go to your reverse prospecting and turn it on. Make sure you click save Because if you don't click save, none of that stuff is going to happen. And there you go. And that is the new reverse prospecting tool that you could use, whether you're a listing agent and you're wanting to see which one of your own contacts might match that. If you're looking for other people's buyers and you want to get in contact with that other agent and give them that number, you can email them, you can call them, however it is that you want to reach out. You give them that contact information and they could then show your listing. I just remembered one other thing that I wanted to show you, and that is I talked about it's available on a seller's report. So for those of you who have been in my Collab Center classes, you know that the Collab Center is not just for buyers. Hang on, I got a question in the chat box. When is that available? Tomorrow. It is turned on tomorrow. So you will be able to utilize that beginning tomorrow morning. All right, so let's talk about those sellers again. If you've been in my Collab Center class, you know that the Collab Center can be utilized not just for your buyers, but also for your sellers by turning that on for them and associating the property that they own that you're selling. They can see what's happening with their listing within the MLS environment. So that's where this comes to play. So in order to do this, I'm going to go to my seller tab and click on it. And it brings up my listings. The one thing you have to do here in order to utilize this is it has to have a contact associated with that property. Okay, so if you don't have a name up here, then you're going to have a plus sign, and it will allow you to then associate it with them. If you don't see that, you're not going to see this next step. So we're just going to click on this one. I'm going to pick on Kate here, and I'm going to click on that overflow menu and go to view seller stats. And then I'm looking for prospective buyer activity. Okay, so if you've seen this before, it's giving a summary of what's happening with their listing, daily views on 7 days, 14, all of the things. It's great. But this is the part for reverse prospecting. I can now see that there's 8 people who haven't decided anything about it. There's 5 people who favorited it, 2 who have said it's a possibility, and 2 who rejected. Well, I don't really care about who rejected it at this point, but I sure am interested in how many people have favorited it. So all I have to do is click on that number. And I have 2 prospects. JC Trainer has 2 prospects, and I can now give her a call or I can send her an email. Okay. And I'm going to email her and just say, hey, and then whatever it is that I wanted to type, and then send that off. And she's going to get that email saying, hey, I have this great listing. You've got 2 people that favored it. Here they are. And it also gives them, don't forget, it gives them the details that they can click on and they can view your listing. They, being that agent, can view your listing details and all of the things so that they know what it is. And real quick, I have another chat person. Oh, you're welcome. Sorry. All right. So you can also access it from there as well. And it gives you an opportunity to, just see that right there from as you're looking at things on your seller's activity report. All right. Any questions? It's only going to be in Paragon Connect. So the question was, can you search for the prospect ID in Paragon or only in Paragon Connect? It's going to be Paragon Connect. The reverse prospecting that is in Paragon Pro is being retired, so to speak. It will not be available as of tomorrow. So when we turn it on in Paragon Connect, Paragon Professionals won't be available to you anymore. You just go into Paragon Connect, and to search for that ID number, you're just going to put in, I probably clicked too quick. You're on your home page, begin your exploration in that box. That is your, like your power search, I guess. You just enter that number and it will bring them up. Okay. Any questions? You guys are a quiet, quiet group, or you're just wowed by everything that you're going to get to do starting tomorrow. I'm going to go with that one. And let's see. So we did the demo and I covered all of those things. Again, why does it matter? Well, it's connecting listings to serious buyers quicker. You're no longer waiting for those buyers to see your property by chance or because they're working with somebody who's found it for them. It's putting you a little bit in the driver's seat to be able to reach out to that buyer's agent and say, hey, I've got this listing and buyer 502193 is interested. Love for you to schedule a showing, however you want that conversation to go. It shows sellers also that real-time interest, as I just showed you, and it just gives you a little bit more control. I'm going to open it up to questions for anybody who might have a question. If you want to stick around, that would be great. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day.